Good morning, Nigeria. I still remember my humble self, Habib Ene Okikiri, aka Digital Bomb. On today's podcast, we'll be discussing about nation building. Why our ideas in Nigeria don't yield solution. Uh, I still have with me here today my fellow podcasters. They're going to be talking. They'll be introducing themselves, starting from my brother from the left.
Idris Mohammed Sani, Amir for me.
Yeah, you have Sir KB here. KB. Yeah.
So, KB, still throw the light on what you think about this nation building and why do you think I'll talk too much? You don't yield solution.
Yeah, the thing is, yes, it's true. You go around Nigeria, you go to where people, any gathering, friends talking, social media, WhatsApp group, beer parlor, everybody is everywhere discussing the ideas. I mean, what's wrong with Nigeria, how to fix it, what are we supposed to do. But essentially, when it's time for us to actually do something, and there is always a problem because we don't know what to do. And you've seen it a lot. You see people go on campaign, maybe politicians they campaign, or you see NGOs come to the community and say, this is what is wrong and this is how we need to fix it. And when it's time to fix it, we often don't get solution. So basically, there are a lot of reasons for it, which we'll be discussing throughout the course of the podcast. But in the meantime, I'll allow everybody to just say their mind about what you feel about the topic.
As you just introduced the topic now, said why I talk too much. Don't hear it. So yeah, we talk too much. That's the problem. If you want to achieve nation building, we talk less and act more. For example, now if I want to tell somebody that the way you are doing this thing is not good, I have to start by first of all doing it the way that is good first. Then I'll now preach it to others. Not come and stand and explain the why this thing is not good. If you do it, the implication. But when nobody is watching, I am doing the same thing too. So we talk less and we act more. That's the way to achieve nation building.
Wow, this is a very impressive idea. Don't worry, in no time we'll be bringing this out in a way whereby other people will be calling and be bringing ideas. But for now, let's still be doing it the way we are doing it for now. In my own opinion, I think that what both of you have said are very, very correct. We talk too much. And when it's time for action, everybody always wants their idea to supersede. But we don't really sit down to think about why are we talking too much, because we don't have a collective agenda that we want to push forward. I want to bring the idea, this man wants to bring the idea, this other person wants to bring the idea. So at the end of the day, who do we pick his idea? I think that is where some of the problem usually come from. However, the discussion still keep going on now. What do you actually think and provide the solution on this kind of
So the thing is, there's one professor that I listened to, he was talking about creativity. And he made a point that most of the time when you get new idea, you probably feel like it's stupid and it won't make sense. And that's true. Because there are a lot of ideas that come up in the world. And you can say over 90% of them are stupid. So I think a lot of the time people are a bit reserved about putting their idea, because if you're going to implement an idea that will affect 100 people now, that means you have to put your idea in front of 100 people and let them criticize it so that you convince them that the idea makes sense. But what we have mostly around here is people want they are afraid of putting ideas that you go through a lot of time coming up with. And then when you come up with it, you now put it in front of people. And the first thing people say is, no, that doesn't make sense, which means you have to discard all the work you've done. So people are often afraid to push their ideas forward for that purpose. So you always have people talking to people like them. Maybe people only agree with you. And the thing with that type of idea, if you don't allow idea to be scrutinized and, taken apart to see if it's going to work, when you eventually put the idea forward, it's going to fail if it's a bad idea. So people are often very
primitive.
They're often very reserved. They don't want to they protect their idea partly because the idea validates some people. The idea that you have, that people have, is what prove to people that I have sense, or I'm this person, or I have PhD, or I'm a master degree, or I school in abroad. If those ideas, those are the only thing that validates you. And so when you have maybe someone, for instance, bring the idea to a platform, maybe someone who school abroad and is a doctor, bring an idea that probably even a secondary school student in one street there will tell you what's stupid about the idea. You see that they become protective. They only take the ideas to people like them that are going to support it. And in that way, that idea is never going to turn to any solution on the ground. Wow.
Another point is that most people, what another thing that is lacked in Nigeria is sacrifice. It's easy for you to just come and say, okay, if you want to do this, you have to do this, you have to do it. But when it's time to put this idea to work, somebody will have to take the sacrifice. Somebody will take the leading role. Somebody will have to sit down while others are sleeping. You'll be awake, working on the idea. So when it get to this point, this is the point where everybody will die. Let government come and do it now. Now I've suggested for the government. But some of those things we can actually do it ourselves. But by the time you start thinking that when I'll be doing it, other people will be sleeping. When other people are watching film, me I'll be doing. No, I cannot do it too. The idea will never come to life. Some of the idea, like I was listening to one DG of one agency in Nigeria the other day on TV. He said when he came to office, he called his people that are working there. They draft out they look at what is wrong in the agency and they draft out solution and they submit to the federal government. Then immediately the COVID-19 break in Nigeria again, he called those people and they line up 10 products that we normally import before from outside that we can actually produce in Nigeria, among which they produced one of them. And now they are selling it maybe in large quantity now, but they are still waiting for government to give them to bring up a policy or a directive to follow. But you are an agency. Even if you have to show government that this thing is working, if government is not taking it, so that probably don't believe that it's working, or maybe they don't believe you can achieve it. So even if you have to show them example, show them a prototype, that's how inventions work. If you come up with an idea, people want to see prototype to make sure that it's working before they can invest their money in it. So you have to take the sacrifice. It's always very difficult to bring out the prototype of your idea. This is what I'm talking about. We can do this. Then people will now, government or other investors will now put money inside. Because nobody will invest in what they will fail. So that sacrifice to start is what most people don't want to take, and that's what is killing most of the ideas in Nigeria.
Do you have an addition to what he just said?
Yeah, I will agree with what he said, because essentially when you look around, when you listen to analysts talk, economists will say government need to set up an economic agenda that will follow, that will bring the nation to prosperity. Bankers will say government agenda, student government agenda, entrepreneur government agenda, private business owner, market women, everybody is waiting for government to bring up agenda.
And
Nobody
government will now come and say, who is government? All of us, we are government.
Nobody is actually willing. But
at the front line.
The truth is, why? As a student in your own local area, you have an idea of how something should be done. Why is government the one that should set the agenda? Go ahead and do what your own little resources. If it's only 3 people that your idea can affect at that level effectively, go ahead and do it. There's nobody that said you're a messiah that must save the whole town, or you're a messiah that must save the whole country. Just whatever it is, you're a banker, you are an economist, you are head of an agency, you are a professor in a school, you are a little entrepreneur that is starting up, you're a young person working in an organization. Whatever you feel is going to make a difference, that go ahead and start. Put something on the ground, start working on it in a very little way. We can't always all be waiting for an imaginary government that will set an agenda. Government that you know that is not paying salary, you are waiting for that government to set an agenda that you follow. So yes, I agree with him in an extent that people are always not keen to take that first step to do something.
Okay. From the angle that both of you have come from now, we will clearly see that the major problem we have here is who wants to take the first step. Everybody is waiting for everybody to take the first step. Everybody has an idea, but everybody is scared that if I bring my idea out, it will not be accepted, it will not be bought. So people are now afraid to bring what they have to table. Because I'm speaking to some people that say they have an economic strategy. They've developed a prototype, or what do they call it? An economic idea that has been documented, that if they implement it in Nigeria, it might actually help us. But the problem that they are facing is if they bring this thing out, somebody that is submitted to might actually turn against him that has this idea and then do it as if it belonged to him actually. So these are
As you're talking
issues.
about patent and copyright, like somebody will copy your idea and take the glory
take
for
it-
it, and
yes.
you will just go and sit down. Yeah, we need to work on that too. But one other thing again is that's what I just explained. Is in public sector. If you go to private sector, like where business owners, economic idea, innovative field, one of the things that I see that is killing it still has something. It still have relationship with the first point too. Somebody will develop an idea, probably even develop a prototype. But instead of you to come out with your idea, you'll be sitting down and say, this may attract support or attract attention of the government. Nobody will just come and be looking for what you are doing to pay attention to it. Like so I was discussing with someone that is like it's not really a colleague but a senior brother. He said he developed an idea, a particular software very useful in the electrical engineering field, but he has that is published the idea and is waiting to see, supposed to generate interest from government, supposed to capture government interest or support. And I was like telling him that I know you're my lecturer, but this is not how you do things. If you know your idea makes sense, like the way you explained that is a very important problem in electrical engineering field has been solved with your idea or and you have already designed the prototype that is working. What you do is not sit down and expect people to come. You take it out. Go to an investor, sit down, say, okay, investor, this is what I have on ground. If you invest in this thing, this is how much I need you to invest in this project. If you invest this amount in this project, this is how much will come out. This is how much you benefit from it. Let the person know what is benefiting before you even pay attention to what you are doing. Some people may not like those business, what they care about is money. You may be talking, you'll just be looking at you. When you say at the end of the year you can make 19 million, that's when you get his attention. Yeah, now money is involved. It's not making sense.
The issue with that is often people will not want to take their creative idea to an organization where it will be trashed as rubbish and thrown back to them. They will feel like, yeah, these people just don't like me. So because for you to perfect that idea, that the way they trash it and throw it back to you, you're supposed to go and modify it, take it again out. People will trash it in a way, modify it, and eventually you come up with a product that is actually workable to the public, because when you come up with a new product, it's limited to the knowledge that you have, not what other people's world are like or how they are going to use it. Say you come up with, let's just make an example, you come up with a shoe now that you can convert to a seat and sit down on it, and you take it outside. People are going to tell you that this is stupid, it's not going to work anyway, why do I need it? And then you have to listen to their criticism and then go back and make it in a way that it will appeal to maybe some of the people you talk to. And
People
then when the coverage become more than that, more people will say something about it. Because if you look at something like Facebook or Amazon, that's not this. What you have to do is not how they started at all. It started with a different model, but you have to listen to what people are saying, and it's very, very common with creative
expand your ideas.
Creative people always feel like they are too intelligent, that this thing they come up with is perfect, and if you don't like it, probably because you don't like them or because you don't have sense. And it's not true. You have to listen to the real world. The real world, a market man could start something you spend 10 years designing in a lab. It doesn't mean that the market man is stupid. It simply means that what you design doesn't apply to her own world. And if you want it to apply, you have to modify what you did. It's as simple as that.
And you have to be able to make her understand how it will apply to her own world. You have to make her understand that, or the person understand.
No, if somebody criticizes a product without understanding how the product is going to help, that person is actually a fool because they don't know what he's doing. Before anybody can give you constructive criticism, you must have understand how your product is working. You may spend time, money, researching and develop a prototype of a particular, which you expect to solve a particular problem, but in the true sense, you are not an expert in solving that problem.
Of course.
When you bring it out to people that normally solve that problem before, maybe the hard way, they will easily see the fault in your product, even though they don't know how much you have spent, how much commitment you have spent on the project. You can just come and if they don't have manners of our project, you can just say, this is nonsense, it's not going to work, and you feel embarrassed, you feel insulted. So if you really want to know if your project is that like fault proof, you have to bring it to the people that are using it. You can design a software and say, okay, I want to design an online marketing software. Then I said, this is perfect. You just bring it, and somebody that have even been buying things from other online, just that this thing is a fault too. If you take it out like this, or maybe you just give it, maybe probably to a lawyer, will just will say, you know that you are in debt already. So what I say, if you bring this thing out, some people are going to capitalize on this mistake you have made here, and they'll sue you to court and they'll pay heavily. So you cannot just sit down and I cannot really blame people that think like that, because if you say our educational system in Nigeria is individual based, they don't encourage to some, like I said, they don't encourage group work. For example, I once raised a suggestion when I was in school that why do every student have to carry out their final year project alone? Why can't we have a group project where you bring people from law, people from economics department, people from electrical, people from mechanical, people from physics, come together and work together, maybe even a group of 40 or 50 people from different fields of studies come together and build a befitting project. Everybody handle their part. I will not go and be handle the economic part of the project. There's an economist in the group. I'm not going to be handle the legal part of the problem. There's a legal practitioner in the group. So we'll come together like that and make a befitting joint project. They say it's not allowed. That even if you are going to have partner, you cannot even have a partner from another department in the faculty.
That's not how do you work.
But it's wrong. You know it's very, very wrong.
I remember
when you graduate and you're in a work field tomorrow,
don't work alone.
A project come up that, okay, they want to build, a house. You don't just bring only the builder, or the architecture, don't just do it alone. You have to talk to lawyer, you have to do a financial analysis, you have to do surveyor, you have to do different things. And these are different people from different fields that will come together and make sure that this project works. Another problem I'm seeing is endurance. I was watching Johnson some times ago, the Johnson. I don't know if you used to watch that program. Yeah. His daughter, Jennifer, wrote an article, and his father was actually to edit it for her. So what he did is he trashed the whole thing, over 50 different articles. He trashed it all and tell her that these are not articles, that if she wants to sell, she has to go and restart. That none in this whole article is worth it. So she went back home and sat down and said, wow, if this is what Linda Ikeji is going through, I won't be able to do this. So I think what they are trying to tell us there is that you need, when they trash what you do, go back and sit down and think that, why do these people trash this whole idea of mine? Why? Then you have to go back and see where the problems are, then resolve it and bring it back. Probably when you bring it back, maybe if they scrap the whole thing before, maybe this time around they scrap 50%, and the next time maybe 20%, and the next time they don't even see any reason to scrap it again, and then this idea has been brought to life. So I think we need to be.
I actually forced that opinion. I'm sorry, because that, like the example you just gave now, do you know that the dad just successfully killed the creativity in the girl? If you want to correct somebody, there is the way you correct. Don't just say all these things is trash. No. If you really want to correct the girl and keep her creativity alive, try and take your time. Go through the lines. Point to her where is. Don't just try. Somebody spent a lot of time working on something. I just can't say. Best man not even have the motivation to go and
what if everything is actually trash like this?
Actually. That is what
there are chances that it could be. Not everybody understand the idea of create a constructive criticism in a way that will make you feel better and still tell you that they are wrong. A lot of people don't have that time. And like you were saying that if you don't understand a product, you can't criticize it. That's not true. Because whatever product you push out there, I can tell you that 80% of people who are going to use it doesn't understand the details of that product. Like let's say, close-up or Rabi. I can tell you that 80% of people who are using it doesn't know what they are using. They just know that they use it to brush their teeth. They look at it in the mirror and it's clean. So they will criticize you based on that little thing that they know if it doesn't work out for them. So if you are building a product, make sure that the product, a part of your work is to make it so understandable that even a primary 5 child can look at it for 10 seconds and know exactly what the product does and everything about and as much about it. That's your own that's your own duty. If you come up with a product, people will need to read 5 pages of strong grammared explanation to understand it. It's not people's fault if they don't read it and they tell you that the product is trash. People are not very good at criticizing. They just look at it based on they have things to do in their life now. They just look at everything is trash. It's up to you to go and figure out why they say it's trash.
So we have the limit time to.
Wait, before we go on, there's one other point that we have been quiet over. Free market. In Nigeria, we have the problem of free market. Like somebody can come up with an idea now. The idea actually makes sense, but why the idea did not see the light of the day it's not because of your own fault, but because of the connection to get the idea to the right person. Like for example, now I sit down and we have power problem in Nigeria, and I designed a model that can actually solve the power problem in Nigeria. So after designing the model and the prototype that is working, the best place for me to go is to reach out to the government through Ministry of Power. Now, assuming I went to the Ministry of Power now, and somebody saw the project and like, wow, this is great, everything is working. And now, in the person's mind, a lot of money will come out of this project, and now they want to know what's their share in the money. So they ask you, and you are not giving them a fair deal to them. That's to them. You are not giving them a fair deal, and they decide to kill the project. The government is not even aware that there's a project like that, and they kill it in their office. So this one too also happen in Nigeria.
Of course.
So like the idea of middlemen, the middlemen have taken control, very huge control of the economy that they need to be relieved of this control. Like for example, now in our own fashion designing business, we see somebody, we call them chamu, as within ourselves, we understand what it means, chamu. Somebody went to a customer. You don't have access to those customers, but you know how to do the work. They don't know how to do the work, but they have access to the customer. Now they go to the customer, collect work from the customer, and the customer pay them well. For example, now a customer that paid 10,000 naira to make a cloth, the person will break the cloth for you that is making the cloth with, they will pay you 4,000 naira, and you take 6,000. I did not do anything with you. But if you refuse to take that money, you lose the work because you don't have access to those customers. So that middleman, that really, and if they bring the work to you now, maybe you say, okay, this person must have paid you good money. I cannot do it for this. That nobody will ever know that you know how to do the work, because the person will just kill the whole of your intellect, kill it there, and take it to maybe someone that doesn't know how to do the work very well.
So well.
So that's another area again. That's one of the reasons that is killing ideas in Nigeria. They're taking the idea to the right place. We have to create an avenue where anybody that have idea can go exactly to the right place to present the idea without any difficulty or passing through any middleman.
So it's a good thing everybody has said. Very critical point that people have to look into, and then so that before decisions are taken in any project that they want to embark on. So our time is very, very limited now. We'll ask everybody to just throw some few points so that we can close the show. Starting from Kabir. My man. Actually, smiling, eh?
I'll take this time to actually, what I believe is the root cause of the problem is our culture and our tradition in Nigeria.
How?
And I will take it strictly to the family units and the religious institutions.
Okay.
We were brought up in Nigeria to believe that irrespective of what you're doing, it's not your effort that is going to bring success to whatever you're doing, is God. And what that will often result to is, most of the time, Nigerians come up with unbaked ideas. What I mean by unbaked ideas, it is raw, it is flawed, it has a lot of things that it doesn't cover, and then they believe it's going to work. That's not how plans work. I understand. I mean, generally, the lesson is that irrespective of what you do, no matter how much effort you put in, it's not you that's going to make what you're trying to do work. It's God. So if you abdicate part of the responsibility of what you're doing to God, and that means the part that you're supposed to handle, you won't handle it completely, and you're expecting that God is going to come from heaven and take the part that you didn't cover. That's not how it works. If you look at all the religious stories, all these people, if you look at their life, is filled with adversity that they consistently plan and put things in place and try to overcome it to the best of their ability. These are people that are even considered to be holy. I mean, out of the league of ordinary people by the religious teachings. No, now come to your own level. You drew half-baked plan, a plan that is not complete. And when someone asks you about the part that is not complete, you said, God will do it. Or you say, let's see how it goes. Or by God's grace. All those things come after you've done everything you possibly could. And then you can count on God that the part that you cannot do, maybe God will find a way to fulfill that for you. That's okay, but every day on Sundays and Friday, people go to their religious teachings, and that's exactly what they keep telling them, that your effort doesn't matter. And you find yourself a lot of the time, from politicians to ordinary people on the street, they tell you what they want to do. And then you say, how do you plan to do it? And they be like, let's just see how it goes. Let's just see how it goes. It's not a plan. Or they tell you, they present an idea that this is how you're going to get this thing done. And then you ask for the detail, because Getting an idea, getting an idea to succeed is involve two things: leadership and management. Both of them are very, very important. Leadership is what set direction about where you're going. This is what we are trying to achieve, and this is how we're going to get there. Management is your day-to-day management of your day-to-day solving of problems that are coming as you wake up today. This is the part that we need to do in this journey. Okay, let's say example now, you want to put a road from here to Kaduna. So leadership is what tells you, the benefit of the road, why we need the road to Kaduna, how the road is going to go, which path is going to follow, which is easier and all that. Management is every kilometer that you're doing, whether the place is a swamp or it's a rocky area. Management is you finding a way to do the road there. So that's exactly how life is. Setting the direction of your life is important. That's an idea. That's where most Nigerian ideas die. The moment they set where they want to go, that's the end of it. But there is the need for that management, that getting yourself involved day to day to consistently get to that point where you're aiming to. Or some people don't even set any direction. They just wake up in the morning. That's how a lot of young people are in Nigeria. Let's see how it goes. They just wake up in the morning, no plan, no vision, nothing. Just whatever comes, they take it. And I understand, because for a very long time, Africa and Nigeria, we went through slavery, we went through colonialism, we went through military dictatorship and poverty and all that. People are trying to survive. And that's how not just Africa anyway, most part of the world, that's how it is. Until a visionary leader come up and say, we shouldn't be trying to survive every day. We should actually look to create something better. Otherwise, everything will just be talk. If you don't have a direction where you're heading to, or you're not ready to walk to get that direction, you feel like there's a part of your work that God is going to do, or that an invisible force is going to do. Or some people even believe that there are village people or there are witch that is stopping them from achieving what they need to do. You need to take responsibility fully for what you want to do. We're talking about people coming up with an idea and then going to the government. There is a saying about you cannot manage what you can't create. If you come up with an idea that you cannot create within the structure available to you, within the resources, within the warped economic system that we have, you can't create that idea to work. There is no evidence that if that idea was created by a more maybe government or someone with more resources, that you can manage it. There's no evidence that you can do that. So people should always, if you come up with a prototype of a power plant, it should be the one that works within the structure that Nigeria has, which you can implement in your own local capacity and try to grow it or try to influence the structure to change. Otherwise, that's not a plan. It's just a wishful thinking, like most of our things, and to end up in talk. That's exactly how I see the root cause of the problem.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I'm going to end my talk today with emphasizing on 2 points. The first one is arrogance, or should I call it pride or arrogance. Like most innovators in Nigeria, they have that. Maybe they are doctors, professors, though they have that pride in them that, how dare you? What do you know to come and tell me that what I work on is not going to work? So when you come out with an idea, even if the criticism is constructive, they still feel offended. Like somebody came up now and said, we are going to can generate power from using fossil fuel, and somebody just from the crowd and said, excuse me, where do you get the fossil fuel? Like, okay, from waste or maybe animal remains. How do you get your animal remains? The first thing that will come to his mind is you feel offended that somebody's challenging me. How can you? Who are you? Well, what we normally see it always, the way some people even on interview, they have to resort to insulting the people that ask them questions because they feel like, why would you ask that kind of question? But what if that's the level of knowledge the person truly have, and you want to understand it? You don't even know if this person have the connection to even connect you to even promote your project, but you want to understand it.
Perhaps they want you to expatiate your product.
Maybe probably that's a problem. Maybe when he asked the question, you realize immediately that this is a problem. I didn't thought of this before, and now. If you feel like if I did not answer this person, I'd be like, oh, my work is trash. So I have to show that the superiority, like, who are you? What do you think you are? Like, something like that. But if you have listened, maybe the person is raising a very good point that, for example, now I want to build a nuclear plant. Say, I want to build a nuclear plant. You have positioned everything. Somebody just ask you, how do you plan to deal with the waste? Maybe throughout your plan, you are so excited about the idea, the cleanness and the prompt, like the benefit the idea is going to have, but you do not really think at the disadvantage of the idea. Like, you are going to generate so many wastes from this your idea. How do you plan to deal with it? That's why most nuclear rich countries today, they will be looking for a small country to transport their nuclear waste to, because they didn't plan for how to contain nuclear waste before they start building nuclear plants. So the second one is, I call it the idea of divinity. Instead of us to take responsibility for the things that we want to do, we feel like, me, I'm a child of God. God will not allow his own. For example, I'll give this example of this coronavirus pandemic. You see somebody, immediately they talk about this coronavirus, say, God forbid. This same person is shaking people. This same person is hugging people. Don't hug, don't shake, keep social distancing. No, you cannot do it. But whenever you say that, the way you are going, you are going to say, no, God forbid, God will protect me, God forbid, back to the sender. This will not help you. You're not the only child of God. Yes, you're a child of God, but you're not the only child of God. If God wants to protect all the people that are dying already of coronavirus, do you think they don't know God? Or you know God more than them? God has given you the brain, created you and give you brain, give you dominion over other creations in the world. So they expect you to think and lead those creations, not just to sit down in your own comfort zone. Everything that comes, no, God forbid. No, God forbid. You are not doing the right thing. You are saying God forbid. Who is God going to forbid? So we need to come out of those too holy ideology and start working for ourselves. Yes, miracle does happen, but miracle, if you are lying down in your house, no miracle will bring food to you inside your house. You have to come outside. Maybe you come outside, you don't have work, you don't even have where to go, you're just walking. Then somebody just asks, maybe you meet somebody that the car spoiled, and you just say, what happened to your car? I said, now my tire. I said, let me help you to change it. Do you know this? I'm not to change that now. I've learned this thing in the village before I come to Abuja, but I know how it's okay. How much do you need to start your own shop? And that's the miracle. God will not send an angel to come. If you send angel, you will run. You will not wait for angel to do miracle for you. So you have to put in work so that your miracle can come to you. Not just sit down in your comfort zone and think everything will happen by chance or accident.
This is brilliant. And my own is very few. I think an idea is something that runs through your mind and you want to do this thing. So if you have an idea and you've already documented it out, try to give it out to people in the same field as you or that knows better than you. Let them criticize what you have done.
Not to check, to criticize.
Open yourself to gather more information. Gather information as much as you can. And do follow-up after submission. These are the only ways, these are the major ways that an idea can help in nation building. Because my colleagues here has said everything necessary. And I believe that all of us, if we follow our ideas, it will come to light. Don't just sit down at home and be praying to God. If you do not do anything right, if you do not do follow-up, your ideas will never come to light. Many of us have ideas, but many of us are afraid to bring it out. At least bring it out, let it be trashed. You'll be proud of what you have done, that at least you did something and it is trashed. Talk more of not even trying to bring it out at all. If not, you die with your idea. Thank you for having us today. We'll meet you same time, same venue.
There is venue.
Yeah, there's venue in a little abode. So much love. Bye. Peace.